Good morning, everyone. Okay, let's just see what we've got going on here. I am here. We're going to have a little bit of a seaside week, I think, this week. So I'm going to play off and on with Seaside and see what we can do. So, for the month of July and August, close to my heart, brought back another Bring Back My Pack paper collection. And so this one was Seaside, and you guys have seen I have posted because I have my workshop up. But so I thought we should have some fun and play around with part of the workshop that head office gave us to go along with this paper pack. So my workshop creates 6 12 by 12 scrapbooking pages or 3 double page spreads. So I thought we would take the card part of this workshop and play around with it. I'm going to switch it up a little bit and we will see what happens. So the Seaside paper, I need my mat back. And sorry guys, I'm sick, and so I'm hoping I'm not going to cough all the way through this. I did grab my glass of water so that if I need it, I have it. It totally sucks to have a cold in the middle of the summer. I knew that coming home from convention, it would be a struggle. And then both my kids are camp counselors, and those kids are snotty. So everybody in the house has been fighting getting sick. But so, like I said, what I thought I would do this morning is I thought we would take a look at the Seaside workshop, and we're going to recreate some of these cards, but I'm going to switch them up a little bit, and let's see what we can do. Okay, so I have messed around with the sizes and some of the bases and switched up a few things. So we're going to go backwards because I stacked them up backwards by accident. So this is project number 8, and it is, I believe, a 3 by 3 card. So, but I wanted mine to be a full-size card. So here we go. Let's play around with this. So they have a 3 by 3 card base, but instead we are going to use a Lagoon card base. And so I've cut this at 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2 inches. So I think maybe that's my inside. I love to have a little bit of extra color, and that's why I decided to do a Lagoon card base. So basically I tried to keep everything else pretty similar with a few exceptions. So from the toffee, I've cut out a stitch square. This is the 3 by 3, and this is the inside piece. And so that's how I switched out this. Our sentiment piece is just slightly larger because our card is larger. And then I've cut my Lagoon larger too. And we're going to, first we're going to distress everything. So I am going to grab toffee, and we're just going to sponge the edges of a few things here. And some of it I have a little bit of plan for, some of it we're just going to wing it. So here's my toffee, and I'm just going to distress the edges. And then we'll do some stamping. Yeah, it's super warm here, and to have a cold right now is not very fun. I love Seaside, but you all know that already. I was so excited when I saw that this was the Bring Back My Pack, because it was my very first workshop I ever created with Close to My Heart products. So it was fun to work with it again, with it being just a little bit updated and different. The stickers are different than the compliments from the one from before. Okay, so I need to close this up because I, as you all know, will have ink everywhere. Okay, so I think I did 3 or 4 of the cards, so I'm just gonna move my coffee to the side because we will distress some more. And let's get a sentiment here. I think we will do, maybe we'll keep it the same as they did, the thinking of you. I have not even stamped this one yet. So this is a new stamp, so I'm just going to season it. I'm just brushing it on the back of my hand just to take a little bit of the finish off so it's not so slippery. Okay, and then I'm going to just grab my espresso ink and let's just see what we got here. I'm just going to stamp it on here to see how we're doing here. Okay, we're good. Okay. So, like I said, I made my, oh my goodness. My Lagoon card base is the same size as a regular card instead of the 3x3. And, okay. We'll just move this over to the side. I'm going to have to switch out my sentiments because we got some more cards coming. So I'll just throw this back on my sheet here. I love this little fish. She's so cute. Okay, so I'll move that out of the way. Okay, so I have my card base and we will just add. So this is the French vanilla. And for people that were wondering, it is slightly different than the old colonial white. So this is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're just going to stick it on. No, I'm not going to stick it on just yet, because I think I'm going to put some twine before we adhere it down here. So we're going to put the Lagoon wood grain on first. And this one is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Then I have just a piece of the stripe, and this is 1 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we'll just add it down here. So I think I kind of want it to be like this, but I'm going to put my twine down here. So we're going to finish. So I think we'll go like this and add the twine here. So I think we'll pop him up. And I was going to pop him up on some foam tape. So first I will stick this down because we're going to keep this one flush on this level. right about here. And we'll just add our little fish. If you want to take the stick off your stickers before you stick them down, you can always use your little embossing buddy or baby powder or something like that. So included in the Seaside workshop bundle is the bronze twine, so I thought we would just use that on here. So, because I already put adhesive down, he's kind of sticking down here. And I always have one pair of scissors lying around for cutting my twine and ribbon. And they're just not the non-stick ones. They're just the regular scissors. I just find it a little bit easier to cut the twine and ribbon with them. And I've just wrapped it around my card base a few times. Like so. I think. And then we're just going to decide where we're going to throw our sentiments on here. Maybe just right like that. And then we'll just have our twine just like so. Okay, so I'm going to add my sentiment kind of just tucked right in here. And I find that I really liked this whole collection just lightly distressed with the toffee for some reason on for the cards. I didn't do it in my workshop, but you totally could. Oh. Okay, so now I'm going to add it to my lagoon. Sorry guys, I'm just going to share this over in my classroom because I kind of forgot to do it before I started. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to add this to the lagoon base. So I made it top folding. I love top folding cards, especially with a little bit of color on them. So there we go. And I still have my inside there, but let's just trim up our little ends here so they're even. And I'm just going to grab my super old piercing tool here and spread them out. Okay, and I just noticed, okay, well let's do our inside first and then I'll embellish on the front. Okay, same thing, I'm just going to distress my edges with the toffee. And I just cut a piece of the stripe paper from the front and I'm just going to put it in the inside. And I think they're kind of, I picked out almost all of them to switch out. I think there's one that I didn't do. I just ran out of time this morning because I wanted to actually come on and get them done this morning. Sorry, I just noticed out of the corner of my eye that it was slightly crooked. So I'm just going to fix that. Okay. So I'm just going to add this now, the inside of my card for writing your sentiment. There we go. So this is this one recreated. So I noticed there's 2 of the gold glitter gems, so we're going to add that on here too. But I think I'm going to put them over here. Like that. On the side here. And a littler one right here. So I think that's super cute. So like I said, we started out with a 3x3 card. And guys, so that's what I'm kind of trying to point out too, is just because something is one way doesn't mean that you need to create it like that. If you don't use 3x3 cards or don't want a square card, it's super, super easy to adapt it, to switch it up so that you can do whatever you want with it. Or you could take this and create it the other way. Okay, so I'm going to put that one over there. Okay, so let's see what we're doing with the next one. Okay, this one actually is a little card again. But this one was a 3x3 card, but I'm going to change it and we're going to make it 4x4. And we're going to turn it into a shaker. So super cute little card. This one's 3x3. We're just going to rework it so that it is a 4x4 and a shaker card. Okay, so first things first, I am going to, so I used our, I'm going to distress while I'm talking. I'm going to try to distress while I'm talking anyway. So first thing I did was I cut a French vanilla card base 4x8 and I've scored it at 4 inches. Then these pieces are just slightly different. They're each 3/4 of an inch by 4. And then from Smoothie, I used the square stitched thin cuts. And I've cut one out that's 4x4. And so we're going to use that as our base. And then I used our shaker thin cuts, and we're going to use the rose gold sequins and make a shaker birthday card on the front here. So and like I said, you totally don't have to do this part if you don't want to. It looks just the same. Well, it doesn't look just the same. It looks slightly different, obviously. But so the thin cuts, the shaker thin cuts cut all the parts. So there's a background, and then this is the little ring that we're going to use to create our shaker window. Okay. And this is just the tropical, so it's the same piece, just I cut it into the back for the shaker window. And you can also cut your own confetti if you want for the inside the shaker pieces. But I'm going to use the rose gold sequins because I thought they'd look so pretty with this paper pack. Okay, so let's stamp our sentiment here first so we can create the shaker piece. So they have birthday wishes. We'll just use birthday wishes. The same. Throw it on my block here. My table is so high sometimes because my table now is at like counter height. So sometimes I have a super hard time seeing. I have a little stool sometimes I have to pull out from underneath my table so that I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. It's so funny. I can hear the dog in the background moving around my office. He went to the lake for the weekend, so he is thoroughly exhausted. But he just kind of keeps going from one end of my office to the other, flopping himself down. Okay, so I grabbed my shaker pieces. So we have packages that have the foam and the acetate all in them. So you can just get them like that. And so they fit perfectly to the die cut. Okay, so we're going to start by, I think, putting, let's put this to the side here. I'm going to put my card together now. I'm a little bit scattered. I might have had some cold medication this morning too, which is not helpful for my clear mind. Okay, so the stitched rectangle fits perfectly on there. And so I'll start with that. So there's so many places you guys can get ideas. You should not be in need of inspiration ever. Between workshops from corporate and from head office and from me, you have tons of places to go as a resource. So I think I'll go this way. I thought this would be a nice little size to tie on to like a gift bag. So, because we're square, I think I should maybe try and get my pieces on here straight. So I'm just lining it up on my mat. Like I said, because I can't actually get right above, sometimes it's hard to tell if I'm square. So I'm just lining them up on the top and the bottom on my mat. Okay, so now we can build our shaker. I'm going to add some twine, but I think I'll put this on here first. So first we're going to add our background. Like so. Okay, and I already took it, my embossing buddy there, but I will just do it again. And I will pull out okay, so it's been a while since I've done this, but so in our shaker foam and acetate, you have outside ring fits perfectly to the thin cut, and then this is all extra for you to use because it's there anyway. You might as well use it. So I just ran my piercing tool. You can also run like the tip of your scissors around the edge, and just kind of to break the seal so that when you pull it off, it doesn't warp the foam tape. So I can't remember the last time that we made a shaker card. So I thought it was time to bring them out. Okay, and so I'm just going to put my finger just kind of on the edge. I guess I didn't really need to distress this piece, did I? Because we're actually covering it up with foam tape. Oh, and it's sticky today. Hopefully I'm not putting my head in your way. Okay, so these are so pretty in real. Oh, I did get my head in the camera. Sorry, guys. These are so pretty in real life. And I thought they would be perfect in this card. So there's matte and shiny and different sizes, and there's little clear stars in here. And they are so cute. One jumped out. I think I have one more we're going to do a shaker element on too, but I think it's a full-size card. So, okay, I think that's enough. I don't want too much in there or we're not going to see my happy birthday later. Okay, and the acetate on one side has a sheet, protective sheet, so it doesn't get scratched. And it just peels off easily. I should really put my glasses on. That might be helpful too. There we go. See? See what happens? Sometimes I just get too excited. So this is just on there. Just don't forget to take it off because either that or your shaker window will be cloudy. Okay, so I'm just removing the back, getting off the foam, and I'm going to put my acetate down. Okay, and then I have my circle for the top. Like I said, all the parts are in the thin cut. Sorry guys, I just went to make sure my liquid glass was moving and it shot everywhere. So this is the new fine tip applicator. You add it on after, so it's in the tool section, but it is awesome. So you actually take the cap off the inside and take the cap and the tip that it comes with off and put it over, like screw it on. And so there we go. We're just going to give this a second to dry. And wow. So you do have like a little bit of wiggle room, like time before that dries. But once it's set, it's set. So that is what I like to use for the windows. Here's my twine. And I think I'm just going to add it over here. And you have tons of twine, so don't worry about using it. That might be one too many though. I'm thinking. As it is a little card. So today, as I was playing, getting ready for this, I was trying to decide if I should do something else before with Seaside before it's gone, like another workshop or something. We'll have to see. I'm just not sure. So, like I said, it's only available for July and August. So, oh, sorry guys. This, at first I thought it might just be allergies, but no. And it is like crazy hot here, so it has been no fun. There we go. And okay, so there's the original, which is 3x3, and we turned it into a 4x4. The paper pack is absolutely beautiful, Diane. I love it. Love it. Okay, so there's card number 2. I'll just move that one up there and move this sheet out of the way. Okay, and then this is just, I reworked this one. So this is this card here. And again, we're going to do instead a colored card. So I have a piece of smoothie cardstock, and I cut it to 4¼ by 11, and then I've scored it at the 6½. And we're going to, I think we'll still make it a congratulations card. How about? So I have this sticker still, but I'm not going to use the escape sticker, and I'm not going to use this sticker. I just cut a piece of French vanilla, and we will put congratulations on this one because we have not done a congratulations yet. So I think it's kind of fun that all the colors are muted. I think that's one of the things that I like about the Seaside. And I quite like bright colors. And, okay, that's my inside. So it's interesting that I really like this one, but I think it just goes so well with like the beach and summertime. Okay, there we go. And it didn't take long to come up with different alternatives. I think this is my inside piece. And this is my outside piece. So I'm just going to move this over here. Just I'll quickly distress them again with the toffee. And like I said, I thought that we would have seen everything we could see from the first time that Seaside came out, but it's just as pretty this time. Okay, so this is just one of the little zip strips. So instead of that escape sticker, I thought I would add it in to tie in the smoothie that I used for the card base. And I think I added, yes, I added this little stripe in here just to bring some more color to the front of the card. And it's always interesting because sometimes when I'm planning things to do, it's been a few days since I've actually figured out what I'm going to do, and then to try and remember what exactly I had thought I would do sometimes can be interesting. I was just trying to decide if maybe I would switch it over to the other side. I love the polka dot on the back side of this paper. It's probably my favorite. And I still had scraps from an old Seaside pack. Of course, my doorbell is ringing. An old Seaside pack, and so I could compare it. And this one is brighter. So, okay, now what layer am I going to add my twine? That I need to decide first. Maybe I'll add it right to. Okay. I'm actually surprised the dog did not go crazy there. So there's just a little tiny strip of smoothie there. So I did cut my piece wider. And then I thought I could just adjust it depending on how wide I wanted it. Because I think I wanted it a little wider than, I think that's probably 1/4 of an inch. And I think I just want mine just a little bit wider than that. So we will do that, I think. And then I'm going to add this zip strip, like I said, to bring in the smoothie. I know, the muted colors are actually quite nice. And I actually, like I said, I'm not normally a muted color kind of person. I normally go for the really bright colors. So I was surprised. Okay, so I'll show you on this sticker. So I want to pop this one up. So I'm just going to quickly take my embossing buddy, and now it's not sticky, and I'll just add my foam tape on the back. Oh, I should have just used the inside pieces from my shaker that we just used. Oh well. Okay, so let's see how I want this to go. Yeah. I'm going to put my sentiment down. Good morning to everybody that's popped on. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. Oh yes, I quite like this. So now, if you don't want your twine to wrap all the way around too, you can just tie it on the back. But because I kind of want a few layers, I'm just going to wrap it. And you have so much on your fold. Sometimes too, I'll just kind of wrap it to figure out how much I want on there, and then play with it so I can get it the way I want it. There we go. Oh, and wait till you guys see. So later this week, I also have a layout planned for Seaside, and it is so cute. I just have to actually print my pictures so that we can do it. So I'm not sure if it'll be tomorrow or Thursday. It just depends on how much other stuff I get done. Okay, so like I said, these are my ribbon twine scissors. There we go. Okay, now I'll add it to the front. Just add in a little bit of adhesive on my twine so it doesn't slip once I have it in place. Okay. So, like, these are so pretty. Okay, and now I'll put my sun down. And I'm going to do the inside again. And I'm just adding the stripe just a little bit above the bottom. And just because I distressed the edge, I don't want to actually lose that part. And I'm pretty sure my note on the inside would not be longer than that. Okay, and so, hey, this one, I think we're going to add some of these sequins to the front. So again, I've just grabbed my rose gold sequins, and I am going to use shiny ones. And so I just have glue dots here, and I'm going to stick, okay, well, we're using that one. I guess I had two there. I'll just pick a few, and I'll just stick them down onto my glue dots here. Thank you, Diane. You know what? And it was so easy to just change a few things about them. And I think they are cute. Okay, so here and here and here, I think. But I think I want the shinier one. So I always try and put down things down in like an odd number. So even though the card was super simple, and even I think simpler before, like it turned out super cute. So there's card number 3. Okay, one last card. And this one, I think I made it a shaker card too. So, like I said, I went backwards. So now this is project 5. The last one was 6. So I have cut the pieces, the background piece is the same, but we're going to turn this into a shaker piece here. So I just have one of the card bases, and this is just a white daisy card base that came in the kit. And so this is going to be a top folding card. So first, we'll just quickly distress it. And now I remember I don't have to do the inside. I'll just do these pieces. So this is the background. So this is a piece of French vanilla. And like I said, this one, I basically kept it this exact same, just I'm adding a shaker element onto it. Sorry, sometimes when I just stress, it makes the camera go crazy, auto-focusing, because my hand is moving too quickly. Okay, so that piece is going to go right there on this little tiny skinny piece. What we're going to do there, I'm just going to quickly use the toffee ink on the ring. Just had to make sure I didn't knock over my liquid glass there. Then I would have everything stuck to my desk for quite some time. Okay, good enough. Okay, so I'll move the toffee ink out of the way, and I'm going to get back the, oh no, you know what? We're going to stamp the lighthouse in here. The same with the toffee. And I'm just going to grab this piece of paper because I think it's bigger. So sometimes with bigger images, I do like to ink them up upside down versus the other way. But the good thing is you can see through it to see that it is inked up. So I think we'll just do it. I have to remember there's a ring. So there we go. Like so. That's so pretty in real life, guys. So pretty. Okay, so now I'm just going to add the sentiment over top in the espresso now. So what sentiment did they use? Let's see. Oh, it's under here. Okay, we'll do Thinking of You. Did we do that one already? I feel like we did. Okay, I think we're going to do another birthday wishes because it's my dad's birthday coming up and he lives in the Maritimes. So that is perfect. We will, as long as it fits. Oh, perfect. I just have to make sure they don't go too close to the edge or you will not be able to see it for the ring. So maybe I will just do this and double check. Yeah, we're good. So then I can use this one right away. It's always handy when that happens. Okay, so I'll move that to the side. Let's assemble the card. Okay, I am not sure though if we are going to add twine. Let's just see here. I'm thinking yeah, maybe I will right here. So I am going to, let's put our background parts together first. So I could probably have used glue on this little tiny piece too. That would have been smart. Okay, now this one I'll show you. We're just going to do, I'm just going to do one. So we will not wrap it all the way around so that it can go flat. So I'm just going to cut it slightly longer than my card. And first I'm going to tie my, let's straighten this a little bit, because it is kind of, there we go, kinked. Okay, so then I actually tie my piece of that I want for my tie on here before I attach it down to the bottom. And then I'm just going to use some washi tape and adhere it onto the back so you don't have quite as much bulk. There we go. So now we will attach it to our card base. And this is the last card, my friends. So there we go. And now I will add a shaker piece. I'll play around with that after. It's just slightly in the wrong spot. Okay. So there's the back, and not make it sticky. Staticky, I guess, not really sticky. And I have another circle and a foam circle. And here I'll show you. So you don't have to do it with the piercing tool. You can actually just do it too with the tip of your scissors. You just kind of want to break it off from being attached to the other squares. And then it doesn't, sometimes if you leave it attached, sometimes then when you pull it, it kind of gets warped. So, but these little packages make it so easy to make shakers. They're not super complicated to start off with, but it just makes it that much easier to have everything in one little bag. Plus, you end up with extra foam tape after. Okay. Oh, I guess I should stuff it. And the one thing that I would caution you about the sequins is just don't overstuff. Ooh, don't overstuff them, because then you'll have sequins bouncing everywhere. Because you want to be able to see the sentiment that's underneath too. Okay. And these come in a little plastic bag, but I've got mine all stored in the little craft containers so that they're easy to see, and It's just a little bit easier than constantly opening the Ziploc bag. And they fit perfectly in there. Okay, so oh, we got one star that bounced out. So just pulling the backing off, and I'll stick my acetate down. And again, I will just use my liquid glass and just a little bit. Yes, they're the rose gold sequins. They're so pretty, and they went so nicely with the Seaside paper. I thought, oh, I could not use them. Okay, I'm just going to give it a second to dry, and I'll just cut off my ends here. Oops. And once I shake them, you'll be able to see the sentiment. So there we go. That's the last one. So here are the 4 of them, and I think they turned out super cute. And if you guys have any questions or want to know anything, let me know. And thanks for hanging out with me this morning on this Monday morning. And like I said, I just simply adapted the ones that I already had that were already in the workshop, but I think they turned out super cute. Have a great day, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.